morning, guys. You have to forgive me if I sound like I'm half awake. It's because I'm half awake. It's early morning here in the Cincinnati area. We are headed on yet another road trip. I know the last couple videos have been kind of trips, but it's us collecting parts for these builds. So today we're headed to Detroit. Geez, again, I'm half awake. So we're headed to Detroit, Michigan. We located a Gen 2 Coyote for the Mustang. We had some friends help us find our engine for the car, and it's at a shop that's like a recycle yard here in Waterford, Michigan. And we're going to bring you guys along and let you kind of see what it all entails and what it's about. I want you to kind of see what it's like when you're doing a budget build and collecting parts. We had to source parts from other places. We're not buying crate motors. We're not doing anything crazy fancy. We located a car that had been, the engine had been pulled out of a Mustang 2015. I believe they told me it had 99,000 miles on it. So there's some plans for this motor to just freshen it and seal it and check it, prepare it for boost. But we're going to bring you along and get to it. So come along for the ride, and we're going to get to it. right, guys, we made it here to Schramm Auto Parts in Detroit, Michigan. This place is unreal. The inside, I've never seen so many alternators in one place in my life. You can kind of see the yard just a little bit here. They say that this is their smaller facility, but yeah, this place is no joke. Brian was a phenomenal help. They got us a Coyote that we needed. It was about a 4-hour drive. Roads weren't too bad. And we're here. So we're going to load this thing up. We'll let you guys kind of see us load it up. And we're going to head right back out to Cincinnati and get this thing home. So hang tight. Looks like such a small package. Oh, pardon me, buddy. I'm sorry.
I didn't know you were recording.
No, you're good. You're good. All right. That's what DaVinci Resolve's for, right?
At least it wasn't one of the other guys. They would have got nervous and fucked something up. You need it further? I could probably get one little better bite on it.
Yeah, let's do a smidge more. That'll work. Just so we're right over the axle. Boom, right there's good. I can basically the center of the trailer. Yeah, yay. All right, brother.
You have a good one.
Thanks, dude.
Yep.
Get a hold of Brian up front. You'll get to see this thing all go together. Thanks, man.
Yeah, I've been working with Brian.
All right, guys, just like that, we're loaded up. We've been here maybe 10, 15 minutes. We drove 4 hours for about 15 minutes, but she's loaded up and she's ready to go here. So you can see we are ready to hit the road. So we're going to take off and get this thing home. All right, guys, we made it. It was about a 9-hour drive, give or take. We stopped for lunch. The roads weren't horribly bad. The big thing we dealt with was high winds. It was unbelievably windy up I-75, and it caused a lot of snow to drift over onto the highway, and they were out salting like crazy to kind of handle that. As you can see, the trailer is absolutely covered in salt, so we got to get this thing rinsed off before we have rust problems. I mean, I already see where it's painted. There's spots where it's trying to surface rust already. But that being said, the guys at Schramm did a phenomenal job. When I was there, I let them know I'm headed back, like a 4-hour drive. They kind of knew the conditions between what was up in Detroit and what we had going on, on our trip home. So they had it initially shrink wrapped, for storage, nothing on an open trailer for 4.5 hours. So they went ahead, shrink wrapped this baby up. They taped it. I mean, they did a phenomenal job making sure that we got this thing home in one piece. So that being said, let's get this thing unwrapped. We'll kind of show you guys what we've got, and we'll run through a little bit. So we're going to do an unboxing with you guys, so you can kind of see what we got here. These guys they did a good job of wrapping this up. And then there's the initial under the black. That's the initial shrink wrap that they had done for storage in their warehouse. If you guys ever get a chance to go up there, you got to check out that warehouse. There were aisles of headlights and taillights, and I've been to some salvage yards. I've seen some stuff, through my years of car stuff, and I am blown away at the amount of product they had. Brian actually told me, because I made a comment, and I wish I would have taken video when we were inside. I wasn't sure what the rules were, so I didn't, and I really should have asked sooner and got stuff. They were busy, and I didn't want to bother them. But you guys would be mind blown at how much stuff is in that place. So here's the initial storage rack, and you will see what we have gotten. She's dusty. Detroit dust. Got her strapped down to the pallet, I see. Looks like it came off of a stick shift car. I see a clutch here in the back. So let's bring you guys in a little closer and just let you see kind of what we've got here. So let's bring you in closer. All right. So here's a little bit closer. We can kind of see what we've got here as far as what we picked up. I do see some, some few things here like that they left on, but we didn't ask for a harness. We didn't ask for the pedal, no headers. We didn't really ask for anything because we're not going to use that. There's been some decisions as far as our fuel management system. I think we've decided, well, we haven't. Yeah, we've decided Fuel Tech is going to be the way. I've been working with two excellent gentlemen, and more on that information to come. But Fuel Tech's going to be the plan to control this thing. So this is a 2015 Gen 2 Coyote 5.0, pulled right out of a crash car. Like I said, it's a 5-speed. You can see the clutch there in the picture. There's nothing been done to it. Our initial plans will be to get the 3-valve out of the Mustang and get this mounted and tossed up in there for some initial measurements and purposes of kind of figuring out how things need to be laid out and what we need. I know there's a bazillion videos on YouTube where people have done this swap. I know I'm not doing anything groundbreaking or new, which is great though, because it actually kind of paves a way for me, because my focus is more on the race car and not telling someone this is not a how-to video, So we want to get it up in the car. One of our two folks we're working with to get the Fuel Tech working will come in. They'll measure stuff so that we can make some harnesses. Again, more on that to come later. I don't want to disclose too much yet. But we're going to get it up, get it in there, allow measurements to be made, make some plans, figure out what we're going to do for headers. And the goal for this would be turbo. We'll pull the motor back out. So we're not going to go crazy with getting everything set up right out of the gate, because we'd like to take this to our machine shop, and the goal is to sleeve this motor, have it gone through. I don't see any leaks or anything major or severe, but I am going to have them go through, reseal the thing. I want them to, if we need to do rings, we want to freshen it up. It had 90,000 miles on it. I know we're trying to do a budget build, but I also don't want to do a budget build where we're kind of half doing things. That's not how we're going to do things. If it takes a little more of the budget to do it right, we're doing it right. We don't want to do things that are half-cocked and end up taking a motor that, we kind of had a hard time finding these. They're getting grabbed up like crazy by people. I know a lot of guys are using these for the Cobra, the Factory 5 Cobra kit car swaps. I actually saw another channel that just built one of those, and I'm going to tell you, this motor in that car was amazing, no joke. So I see why the guys are grabbing up, but they're hard to get a hold of right now. At least I had a hard time tracking one down. So we kind of want to do it right, make sure everything's good, and once we get it back from the machine shop, we will want to get it back in there, get the Fuel Tech wired up, and go from there. So once we get the Fuel Tech put in, we are going to get pretty well rolling on the project. I'm reaching out this week on some transmissions. We are not doing a manual transmission car. I know it's a Mustang and we're doing an automatic, but we're drag racing. People who drag race know Automatic is kind of the way to go for the most part. Not to discount any of the stick shift guys, because some of these stick shift guys are seriously putting it down. But we, for our purposes, we're going to do automatic. It will be a Turbo 400 setup again. I have a company in mind to work with. I want to talk to these guys before I disclose too much here, because I want to make sure I always give honest and accurate feedback. And I want to see lead times and other things. We're trying to get this project going pretty quick initially. This is going to develop too and evolve. How this starts out is not the end game. Like, we're not going to put this together and then we're done. You know, we're going to continue to build content, refine the car, and do things with the car. I mean, that's the whole purpose of this, both cars. Long term, after we do the budget build and do the, you know, kind of where we end up with both cars, my real long-term goal is to have cars that fit certain classes or niches so that we can, you know, compete in other areas and continue to bring quality content with all the vehicles on the channel. So, like I said, we'll work on getting a transmission. Fuel tech is the next thing in line, and getting the wiring figured out for that. We'll, at that point, the next step will be the exhaust system, turbo, and then I think we're pretty good to go. I'm not really sure how fast the car will go initially. I've spoke in the Trans Am video on safety. So, you know, a roll cage is definitely a plan. It's got to all fit into both of these cars for safety. So, yeah, we've got a Coyote Gen 2, 90,000 miles. She's going to get some love. We'll have the machine shop clean her up, get her ready, and get her into this S197 car. Guys, I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you check out our merch site. Like I said, our merch site is how we're doing any of this right now. And my full-time job. Shout out to my full-time job. We are, that's how we're able to do this right now. It's all personally funded. There are no sponsors. There are no private funding, anything else. It's me. So please like and subscribe, because that does more for me than anything. Check out our t-shirts and hoodies. We're working on trying to bring some hats into the mix. We're working with our printer and embroiderer, and that should be on there soon. Be good to each other, guys. Make a difference, and have a great day. Thanks for watching.